Hello and Happy New Year. I'm Misty Purcell. Welcome to my Flosstube channel. It's my 4th anniversary. I've been making Flosstube videos for 4 years now. I started back in January of 2018. I think it was around January 8th. So I'm excited to celebrate. Thank you so much. I would have only made the one video if you guys hadn't wanted to see any more of them. So I'm glad that you wanted to interact with me more and that I've made friends. It's been an amazing 4 years. So thank you for all of your support over the years, your comments, your likes, your subscriptions. Here's to another 4 years. And if you're new here, welcome if this is your first time. So this is going to be a video today about a new cross-stitch design that I'm releasing because I'm a cross-stitch designer. And then I'll be showing you my WIPs, my annual airing of the WIPs. I don't have that many. And I'll talk about some plans for 2022. I hope that you had a great holiday, New Year's, and if you celebrate Christmas or other celebrations that happen around Christmas, I hope that you had great holidays. My Christmas and New Year's were very, very nice, and I really enjoyed my time with my family and some friends, so it was just a really good time, a little bit of time to slow down, which I definitely needed. So thank you so much for your comments on my last video. I really enjoyed hearing from you, and I'm glad that you enjoyed the ornament parade so much and that it was inspiring for you. I hope you consider stitching some ornaments in 2022 for your Christmas tree or wherever you would display them. And turns out I forgot, I couldn't find some of my ornaments. So maybe we'll have to have another ornament parade in 2022. And then I finished a few more ornaments after my video because I've been in a finishing frenzy, but then I like packed them away. So I'll insert a photo of how I finished them and talk a little bit about that if I remember. So the reason my ornaments are packed away is that I didn't get time to put up my Christmas tree. I just got my hutch and my house decorated, but I didn't have time to put up the tree. And then I was kind of waiting to put up the tree because I'd gotten a buffet and I was having it painted and I was waiting for it to come back and it was gone for a while. So I finally, about 3 days before I was going to leave to go visit my family, had time to put up my tree. So I got the tree out, got the lights out, plugged the lights in. They're a strand that's no longer available that I bought several years ago from Target, and 2 of the strands were half out. I just didn't have enough spare light bulbs to make it up. So I just said, well, I'm not gonna run around town, you know, like a week before Christmas, like looking for Christmas lights when I need to get ready. So I just said, okay, we're not doing this year. So I packed everything back up and put it away. And I know this year, I guess, to buy lights early as soon as they hit the stores so that I'm prepared because I missed having my tree up. Okay, so that was how Christmas went, but it was a good Christmas. I ate a lot of Christmas cookies. They were delicious and had a really nice time. So new release. This is called My Heart Is Yours Pin Keep. I'm so happy with how this turned out. And I designed this, I wanted to experiment with a heart shape. So if you've been following me for a while, you notice that sometimes I like to use shapes as part of my design, like a stocking shape or egg shapes, circle shapes. I like playing with shapes. So this was just an experiment of what would happen if I tried to make something in the shape of a heart. And this has like all of my favorite things. It has, you know, chubby little birds, red silk floss, you know, cute little simple design. It was really fun to stitch. It was fast to stitch. And I'm just so happy with how it turned out. So this is stitched on 32 count sweet pink, which is a fabric that I dye, that I haven't dyed in I think a couple of years now because I haven't had time. So it's been out of stock for a while. And then Belsois Cranberry, which is the same floss that I used in Gathering Berries. I used 2 strands, but if you went on a higher count, I would use only 1 because this is a thicker floss. And really encourage you to try working with silk if you've not before. This would be a perfect project. It's small, you just get a taste for it. It's not a big commitment. And You're gonna love it. Like, it's just so fun to work with the silk floss. It's got a beautiful sheen. It's so smooth. And you don't need to worry that you're gonna become addicted, okay? Because can you think of one person you know who only stitches with silk floss exclusively after using it? I can't think of a single one. I also don't know anyone who goes from using DMC to over-dyed cotton and then refuses to use DMC again. Like, I still use DMC, I still use over-dyed cottons, but it's fun as a treat to myself to use some silk now and then. And so I encourage you to treat yourself once in a while to some silk as well. Of course, if you want to use a solid or an over-dyed cotton, you can, and this won't take that much floss. So, I had originally planned to finish this in the shape of a heart, like a heart-shaped pillow, because I thought that would look so pretty with like a ruched ribbon around the edge, like very romantic. And that was my plan. But then as I was thinking about how I wanted to display it, I thought that would look nice if I were to display it more flat, but that I tend to display a lot of my things standing up. So I thought I'd probably put this in a tiered tray. I usually do a tiered tray for Valentine's Day. And I thought if I want to do it standing up, then maybe I should just do either a square or rectangular pillow. Let me fix this here a little bit. Okay. So then I started to think about, well, what fabric could I use to go with this? And I was looking through my stash of quilting cottons, and I had things that looked fine, but nothing was quite calling to me. And I wasn't sure exactly how, if I was going to do like fabric here and here or what I was going to do. I was just auditioning fabrics. And then as I was looking through my trims and everything one more time, I had thought I would probably use this ribbon, which is Peachy from Lady Dot Creates. I decided to just experiment. What would I think of using a velveteen? So I pulled out the velveteens that I had, and I was like, wow, I really like that. It's so sweet and soft and romantic, and it just feels nice to touch. So I was really intimidated, but I liked the idea. So the thing that I liked about the velveteen is that unlike a quilting cotton, which believe me, I like quilting cottons, but there's no print. So the only thing it's adding really is a texture and color rather than the possibility that the print will be too big or you know, in some way distracting from your stitching. So that's what attracted me to using the velveteen. But I had not seen that I can recall anyone use velveteen on the front of anything. I've only seen people using it on the back. And so I wasn't sure how hard it was to work with, and I asked some people and everybody was like, oh, it's not that bad. So I just, you know, agonized over it a couple of days at least, and then just was like, well, if I ruin it, it's small and I can stitch it again, so let's just go. So that's what I did. And I have a finishing instructions PDF that accompanies the pattern PDF when you purchase it, so that if you want to finish it like I did, I give the measurements I used and also kind of how I would do it if you're going to stitch it on a lower count or a higher count, so that your piece would either be larger or smaller than mine. I walk you through the steps that I would suggest and that I basically used to determine what looked good. But it's all really a matter of proportionally what looks good to you in terms of how much of this that you're seeing and this. And then I was just laying trims on the pillow and trying to decide what looks good. And these are some vintage mother of pearl buttons. These are 5, I think they're 5/8. Is that right? Let me check. Yes, they're 5/8 inch. And you could also use 1/2 inch. If you're doing a smaller pillow, I think you will want a little bit smaller size button. And I just laid them out and spaced them according to what looked good. This is Heirloom Velveteen by Lady Dot Creates, if I didn't say that yet. And I added this antique gold charm. And then I added some pins that I made. On the back, I ended up, you know, because usually I do finish things a little bit differently than I did this pillow. I don't usually cut a slit, but on this one I cut a slit, and I cut the slit going this way, so my heart isn't like super heart shaped because I just needed to cover it up. I'd probably cut it this way instead so that you can make your heart applique look a little bit more heart-like. And And then this is some felted wool, and I just fused it to the back, and I didn't bother to stitch it down because I fused it. But you could use craft felt or felted wool. You could glue it down or sew it down, or however you want to do it. And then the ribbon is just folded under and sewn and then covered with a button. So the finishing information is a separate document that comes with the pattern. The pattern is only available as a PDF, and it's only available from me, from Luminous Fiber Arts, so it won't be available elsewhere. So I have some fabric and floss kits in my shop if they're still in stock at the time that you see this video. And then I have a separate kit that is the finishing, which includes the velveteen, the ribbon, the charm, the 4 buttons, front and back total, and the pins. And then it doesn't include anything else, so there are some supplies you would need to supply yourself. Let me see if there's something else I wanted to say about that I'm forgetting. Okay, so I think the only thing that I wanted to mention just briefly is about PDF downloads. And on my website, every product that's a PDF, if you scroll down to the bottom of the product description, it explains how to access your PDFs in case you have any problem. As soon as you purchase it, there's like a link on your purchase page that you can go to access your PDF. You'll also receive an email, but if you have a typo in your email, you won't get the email, or sometimes it goes to junk mail, spam, whatever, but you'll get it by email. And then there's also you can just go to the product page, and there's a link that you can use there. If you run into problems, you can contact me, but there's a lot of resources for you so that hopefully you don't run into problems. So that's a little bit about how that works on my website. Okay, so, oh no, there's one important thing that I forgot to mention about the design. Okay. In the pattern, it's several pages. So there's this version of the pattern, and then I also included an alphabet and numbers so that if you want to, you could add the initials of a couple and the year of their marriage, or that they got together. I mean, whatever you're celebrating, whether it's like a wedding anniversary or a relationship. If you want to celebrate your own or someone else's, this would make a great gift for a wedding or anniversary. And so then there's a mock-up page where I give an example of the placement I would use with the initials and the year. Some of the letters are 3 stitches wide, some are 4 and some are 5. So there is a little bit of adjusting you may need to do. You just, from the center, you'd work out and position them. But I just want to let you know that there's that option to personalize it for yourself or someone else if you want to give as a gift. After I finished it, for me, part of what I love about designing is I feel like I hope that the things that I design become part of your traditions and your family, and that they're meaningful to you. And so I just thought, well, wouldn't this be a neat thing for you to have to be able to commemorate a relationship, a special relationship for yourself or someone else? And so that's why I included the alphabet and numbers with a mock-up so that you can get a sense for how you would add them if you wanted to. Okay, I think that's really it now on that. And I'm considering making this part of a series. So, if you like it, let me know, and we'll see. Maybe I can do some more. I have one other design idea right now, and I'm toying with some others. So yeah, I would love to hear from you if this is something you think you'd like to see more of. Okay, I'm gonna pause for just a minute. I need to get something. Okay, so on my last video, I had done a giveaway of new releases, and there was one person who didn't claim their chart, so I'm doing a redraw, and that's for Gathering Snowflakes. So the new winner of Gathering Snowflakes is Cozy Mom, and Cozy spelled with a K. So Cozy Mom, if you could email me, misty@luminousfiberarts.com, with your mailing information if you live in the United States, or if you don't live in the United States, then I'll send you a PDF. And then just let me know that you won Gathering Snowflakes. Congratulations. And then I have a new giveaway in honor of my 4-year Flosstubiversary. I'm going to give away a $25 digital gift certificate to my website, luminousfiberarts.com. just a reminder that if you live in the US or Canada, I ship to the US and Canada. If you live outside of those places, then I don't have international shipping. So the digital gift certificate would be for whatever items you wanted to purchase that would be shipped within the US or to Canada, or if it's outside of the US or Canada, then you can use it towards like digital purchases, so PDFs. Okay, so if you'd like to be entered to win the giveaway, let's see. You need to be 18 years or older. Please don't mention giveaway. The deadline to enter will be prior to my next video, whenever that is, sometime early in February, I think. And comment on this video only and answer the following. Have you ever given someone a wedding or anniversary gift that you made by hand? And that will enter you in the drawing. Make sure you just mention gift in your comment so that I can use the comment picker to find it. And so I have, I made a Christmas tree skirt when I was 23. I just graduated from college, and one of my college roommates was getting married that summer. And so I wanted to make her something, and I was just learning how to quilt. And this tree skirt had been something I'd been obsessing about for a while that I wanted to make. So I decided to try making her this tree skirt, and it had like appliqued stars on it, and it had a ruffle around the edge. I may have shown it in a past video because I eventually made one for me. It was the first quilt I ever made. I didn't know what I was doing. I had some sewing skills. My mom had sewing skills, but I didn't know how to quilt. And so I was trying to do like stippling with a walking foot because I didn't know what I was doing. And the fused stars for the applique, I had to do blanket stitch in black around them, but it was like really thick, fusible, and I think I was using like 6 strands of black floss. It was rough. Anyway, I did get the quilted tree skirt done in time for her wedding, gave it to her and her husband. They opened it, and he held it up to her, and he's like, "Oh, an apron." So anyway, that's my story. I mean, I told them it was a tree skirt, but it's just funny. So that's my story of a handmade gift that I gave. I think it might be the only handmade gift I've given for a wedding. Okay, so let's see. I've got a WIP parade next. Let's see what I've been working on or not working on, as the case may be. I categorized these, I guess, by seasons, not necessarily when I stitched them. And I don't remember all the details about them. I'll tell you what I can remember. So let's start with Vintage Birds. I think this is my oldest WIP, and I believe that I started it around February of 2020, so it's about 2 years old. This is by Jeanette Douglas. Very pretty. And I'm hoping, but I make no promises, but I'm hoping to finish this year. This is stitched on a 40 count solo that I dyed. Has some eyelets. I didn't fill in the alternating eyelets, I just left them out. They're a different color. I've changed a few colors in this, but otherwise it's the called for flosses. Very pretty, so it would be nice if I could finish this. I'm not gonna pressure myself, but it would be great if I did. It's just so pretty. I haven't had it out in a while. It's nice to admire it. Okay. Then we have, I think I started this last year, or is this 2 years? I don't even know. At some point I started this. Once they reprinted it. This is summer, autumn, and winter. There is no spring. I am now on autumn, but I have not picked this up in quite a while. This is stitched on 40 count Sparrow, and I've changed the wording to say to everything there is a season. I've changed many of the colors, and it's looking really nice. I don't have plans to finish this year. Maybe next year. Again, I'm not too worried about it. I'm not stressing about it. But if I could maybe get the middle block done this year, that would be nice. Okay. Moving right along. So that was the category that I'm calling any season aseasonal. All right, now we are moving on to Patriotic Summer. This is an older one too. I think I've had this going for a couple of, maybe a lot of these are about 2 years old. This is Beggar's Fourth from Threadwork Primitives. I am stitching this on the highest count fabric ever. My first time using 56, and you do get used to it. You just have to do shorter lengths. Sorry for the dangling floss, but you know, it happens sometimes. Just have to use shorter lengths. And I changed a couple of the colors and the rest are called for. There's only a few colors in this. So it's coming right along, and I think I could finish this in 2022, and I would like to. This is gonna be fast, guys, because I don't have that many WIPs, and I don't have a lot of commentary. I will, though. We'll have a debate, I guess, maybe in a minute. All right, this is Summer Delivery by Plum Street. Also has been in progress for a couple of years, as I recall. I've changed a couple of the colors. Here's where I'm at. This is 40 count Sparrow, dyed by me. Looks really good. There's some things I need to finish, like little long stitches that go from the pinwheels down, and I need to fill this in, plus everything over here. I kind of worried the other day looking at it when I pulled it out that there wouldn't actually be room for the horse, but I measured and there is, so I'm fine. But I was like, am I just gonna have to stop here? Nope, we're good. So this is really looking nice. I would really like to get this done this year if I can. Okay, next up is my birthday start from 2021. Preschooler Garden Samplers. I am stitching the one on the end here, that one. This is 40 count, I think it's Cafe au Lait by Zweigart. And I don't think I've changed any of the colors. Oh, the white I think I changed so it would show up. I think everything else is what was charted. Such a pretty piece. Okay, lastly, in the summer category, we have, oh, I don't have the book. This is Souvenirs of Summer, and I think it's called Summer Jubilee. And this is 32 count 18th Century Blackbird by R&R. And I think I've changed one color. I don't remember which. But it's coming along. It's really pretty. I think this is reasonably fast. I think maybe I changed the urn color. I don't know. I think I could finish this year conceivably, but who can say? I don't know. My ability to gauge how much time I have or how much I can get done, it's really not super accurate. Especially with designing and all the other things I have going, so I'm just trying to learn to be more flexible about it and less certain. Okay, we're moving on to Halloween. It's not even a fall category, it's just a Halloween category for now, because all I've got are Halloween projects. This is Foxwood Crossings. This is 40 count Soft Pumpkin, which is a color I dye, but haven't had time to dye lately. It'll be coming back. So it's coming along. I've had a little trouble keeping things aligned because of counting, but you can't tell. I made it work. And let's see. Halloween Sampler by Cottage Garden Samplings. I really wanted to stitch this for a long time. This is 40 count, maybe Nantucket Brew by Ardar. I went there this summer and picked up some fabrics. This is really a cool piece. Again, I'm having a little bit of issues counting the words, but we're fine. Making it work. And lastly, in the Halloween category, we have Night Watch 1626 by Scattered Seed Samplers. And I'm pretty far along on this one. This one I think should be conceivably finished this year. This is 40 count Sparrow. I did change the orange on the pumpkins. I think it was more brown. Okay, now we move into Christmas. I don't even have a winter category again, it's just Christmas. And I don't have a whole lot of Christmas. I've been pretty good about keeping up with it. So here's the piece that will, I suppose, spark some debate. This is Winter Rose Manor by With Thy Needle and Thread. So I was super excited the first time I saw this. I think it took a couple years before she released it to everyone. I was super excited when it was released. I started it, I think it was released in 2021. I started it. I'm not having as much fun as I would like to be having on this, and I'm considering abandoning it. So I'll show you where I'm at. I've changed several of the colors. If you're interested in my color conversion, I have a video where I talk about it, and I've also posted a photo of the color conversion on my channel. The video is not a standalone video. I don't remember which one it is. I'm sorry, but it's there. So this is 40 count raw linen. What are my issues? Well, there's the obvious one for me that it's a big piece, which is always a little bit concerning, and I get bored. So I already knew that going into it. I thought I could make enough progress on this that I wouldn't get too bored, but it's really been slow going. Why has it been slow going? Something about this fabric, even though, you know, I dye my own fabric, I'm finding it like the holes seem really small, and so that slows me down. I need to stitch it I feel that I need to stitch it in a hoop to have the stitches look really nice. Whereas if I stitch it in hand, it looks pretty good, but this is a really light floss and there's like a lot of fill in. I feel like I can't get away with it as much, looking not as nice. I don't know. I feel like it would just really show the way I stitch if I were to do it in hand. So it's going slower than I would like, again, because I'm doing it in a hoop, because of the fabric. Every time I pull it out, I feel like I should be farther, like I think I'm farther along than I actually am. And the house seems to go on forever. So it's taking too long for me compared to what I thought I could do. And so I am getting bored. And there is a lot more house to stitch. I mean, there's a ton of pink over here. There's a giant roof. There's a big pot of flowers on the top. And then there's all that other stuff going on. So I don't know. I still like it, but I don't know that I enjoy the process enough to keep going. I'm going to let it linger a bit longer, but I am fine with letting it go and just stitching this on the back instead. What I think I might do, because it's just never calling to me. What I might do is sit down another like 2 times to work on it. Sometimes 1 time isn't enough to get into a groove. Maybe I would sit down like 2 more times and give it a chance. Although I hate to if I'm just gonna abandon it. But that was something I thought about doing. I don't know. There's so many things to stitch that, as pretty as this is, for it to be not enjoyable enough to me, and I'm not saying this that way for anyone else, it's just for me personally, that I need to reconsider, because there's plenty of other stuff that I would probably enjoy more and not get bored. It's just, yeah, that's how I am. So I accept that, and I might need to switch and let this one go. We'll see what happens. Okay, so I wasn't sure whether to show this or not, but I think I will. This is a quote-unquote secret stitch. So I'll just show it to you, and then I'll tell you about it. There's a thread hanging from it. What is a secret stitch? Well, I'll tell you. I have a new series coming out this spring, and it's a Christmas series. And it's going to be a 7-part series. And the question that you need to ask yourself is, what if mice lived at the North Pole? The answer to that is this. So it's a 7-part series. There are 6 small scenes and 1 large scene, kind of a la Little House Needleworks, in terms of like small pieces and a large one. And I've stitched them all separately, but I desperately wanted, because when I designed them this way, I desperately want them all together on 1 piece of fabric. So originally when I designed it, I did design them all as one thing, but to coordinate together on a big piece of fabric. And I told myself I didn't need to have the big framed thing, but I just couldn't let it go. And I thought, well, if you have to have it, then you have to have it. Like, it's fine. So I'm gonna work on it all year. Please join me when the designs release. They'll be releasing soon. We'll have a little stitch along, and you'll get to see what they all look like together, because on the patterns, they'll be, you know, each one separately. I'll have a mock-up too, so that you can see a computer-generated view of what it would look like all stitched together. So you can decide if you want to stitch them all together or if you want to do them separately. They'll be coming out 2 at a time for the small designs, and then the large design that's last will come out last. But it's actually on the, if you're going to stitch the big piece, it'll actually be in the middle for how I designed it, because I just liked it to look that way. You could put it at the bottom if you wanted. The border, this border here with the flowers, that will be free on my website once the designs start releasing, but it's not there right now. So that's coming soon. So what if mice lived at the North Pole? Okay, so that's not what the patterns are called, but that's the theme of the patterns. And I'll say more about it later, but that's just where we're at for now. Okay, so that's a WIP / new start. And then I started another piece in the Santa Rides leaflet. I've stitched the reindeer and the horse, and now I'm doing the truck, and I've not gotten real far. Always a thread hanging off. This is 46 count. This is solo that I dyed, and I just like it for these particular designs. So the other 2 I haven't fully finished, but they're the same size, and I was considering finishing them. I don't know. I feel kind of torn about waiting until I've stitched all the ones that I want and finishing them at once, or going and doing them every so often, and I don't know. This is where we're at. This is, sometimes I get questions about my frame. So this is an Edmonds. These are just stretcher bars. These are the minis, and this is the 6-inch. So sometimes I do ornaments on them, and then if I do that, I use a lap stand. My K's Creations lap stand for these. So I think that's all about that. And then I have a new start that we're gonna, that's, you know, now it's a WIP because I've started it, that transitions into my plans. So let's look at that. Okay, so my new start / WIP is, and okay, it's a Santa. So in my last video, my ornament parade, Jenny, Long Dog Stitcher, commented that she wanted to see me work on something else from this leaflet because she liked it the best out of all the ornaments I shared. I shared this one. So I decided to heed Jenny's preference and start another. So on January 1st, I started the Santa. I'm stitching it on 40 count using the called for DMC. It's just a 40 count white. I made pretty good progress on him. And he's been pretty fun. The back stitching you might think is slow, but it actually goes really fast compared to just the regular cross stitches. So I think I've only worked on it the one day. I don't think I had time to work on it other than New Year's. It's going to be kind of a bigger ornament, as you can see. I don't know if I'll make him into a circle or a square. I guess I'll see what he looks like, or maybe an oval. See what he looks like once he's done. So I started this on New Year's as a New Year, new start, but also Carol, she's Caroling55 on Instagram. She's doing a 12 ornaments and 22 or something like that wording challenge on Instagram, and she posts about this on her blog too. So her blog is Stitching Dreams. So if you either follow her on Instagram or her blog, you'll know that each year she stitches 12 ornaments, and she always puts them on her staircase. She's got like a garland. She puts the new ornaments for the year on the staircase in December, and she moves ornaments to the tree each year. And anyway, so it's really cool. I've always enjoyed, you know, reading her blog, and so she started inviting people to join her in 2021, and I wanted to, but didn't feel like I should. And I'm still not sure I should commit to anything, but it's, you know, whatever. How much of it's not like I'm committing to something that anyone cares if I don't manage to get all 12, you know, whatever. So I am joining in, and this is my first ornament for the 12 and 22 challenge. So if you want to join, it's fun. And I'm going to set myself the goal, at least for the first part of the year, to try to stitch ornaments by designers that I have rarely or never stitched. So since I've only stitched one design from this leaflet and one design from Imaginating, being this fits into my category. And then I've got some other designs that I've got my eye on. I went through some old Just Cross Stitch magazines, Christmas issues, and some other places, and picked out some things that I thought I might like to do this year. So you'll probably be seeing those pop up, and I think it'll be fun to try some new things. So, and I like ornaments a lot. I really enjoy ornaments. Okay, so let me see if there's anything else that I'm forgetting. Just to mention that, you know, my new releases will be coming soon for spring. They're not all a spring theme, but the spring releases will be coming soon. And just like an FYI that there's 3 series that are continuing. So there's the next Design in the Gathering series we'll be releasing. That's the final one that I have planned for now. I have some ideas for more, but that's the last one I have designed. So I may return to it. I'm not sure. The last Design in the Friendship series will be releasing. Definitely the final one for that. And then I didn't really plan necessarily to continue the bird series, like a Bluebird's Message, a Bluebird's Salute, a Robin's Discovery, a Raven's Reply, a Cardinal's Carol. But I had come across this piece in an antique shop that just, I couldn't get it out of my mind. So I decided to do another bird in that series. And so that'll be coming out. That's the last one I have planned for that as well. And then the new series that I mentioned will be starting up. And I'll have 2 designs in that series coming out. So I'll have 5 designs releasing. I'm really excited about them, and I hope that you'll enjoy them. You'll see more about them in the coming weeks. Thanks so much for visiting with me today, and I hope that you had a fun time seeing what I've been working on. I hope that you're having a great start to your year, even though I know it's been an iffy start. I hope it's still going well for you anyway. I am expecting to be back in the classroom starting next week to teach. We'll see how that goes. I don't know what to expect, but yeah, we'll just see what happens. I try to be flexible. My words for 2022, my like focus words are patience and balance. So I guess patience encompasses the not knowing what's really going on and trying to be okay with it. All right, friends, thanks so much for visiting with me today. Be well, and I'll see you soon. Take care.